Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about Essential Unit 1, Week 1. So now that you've gotten the first couple tasks of the course under your belt and you're ready to move on, I want to take the opportunity today to talk about the first essential unit that we'll be doing. It's called Thinking Geographically. It will be open for 4 weeks, like most of the units. And I want to take you to the course page and talk about some of the first few activities that you will do within the context of week 1. So let's go to the course page and look around. Again, when you go in, it'll take you to the introduction. You just need to scroll down past. And you'll see a few tabs. You're not going to have as many tabs as I have here, but you're going to see that the Unit 1 tab is open. Please be mindful that dates change from year to year. But Unit 1 tab is open for you with the dates for this year. And the test prep unit, selective unit is open with those dates, along with the Geography Skills and Themes Portfolio Project and the selective unit on Geography through Film. This time when you go into the course page, I want you to open the first essential unit, and I'll talk about how a unit is broken down on the Moodle page. Every unit begins with a map. So if you take a look at the map that introduces this unit called Thinking Geographically, this is really important because this is from the College Board. This map outlines the different geographic regions of the world, so it's really important that you become familiar with them, that you can distinguish different parts of Africa. West Africa is culturally distinct from Southern Africa and Northern Africa. Same with Asia. It's not fair to refer to this entire region and to think that all of the people and cultures and states are the same. They vary from the different sub-regions here. So it's important for you to know these AP World regions. If you go ahead and click on the map, you will be taken to a video introduction. I want to introduce you to Mr. Sin. He is a fabulous colleague in the AP Human Geography world, and he has a nice little 20-minute video here introducing you to the course. You're going to see that we're going to use Mr. Sin a lot. So you can use his knowledge, my knowledge, all of the items that I've collected here on the course page to get you prepared for the AP exam. And that is, again, behind this map. So I'd encourage you to listen to that overview of the unit called Thinking Geographically. Again, in words, here is a unit overview, so you can read through this. You can see that the AP College Board says that 8 to 10% of the course should be spent on this unit, around 9 to 10 class periods, but we're going to spend a little bit longer. The unit is open for 4 weeks. Again, the dates vary from year to year, but here are the dates for this year's course. Scrolling down further, you can see that there are a number of unit resources available to you. Here are the TSWs, those items that you must master. Here's the textbook reading. You want to read chapter 1, or you are required to read chapter 1 of the textbook. You are also required to take notes. Here is the note-taking template that I want you to use as you are reading through chapter 1. And then here's lots of Mr. Sin videos. So if you click here, I call him the John Green of Human Geography, if you know who John Green is in the Crash Course series. Mr. Sin has lots of videos for Unit 1. And then here's the video that you're watching now. You're going to notice that from week to week, different videos will pop up. Before I speak particular to week 1, do note that all of these activities here are required for mastery. Do them in order in which they appear. Don't skip from activity to activity. Do them in order. They build upon each other. So in week 1, we'll take a look at an introduction to maps, talk about different types of maps. In week 2, we'll look at geographic data. or I'm sorry, in topic 1.2, we'll look at geographic data, not week 2. Now I'm scrolling down to week 2. We'll take a look at the power of geographic data and spatial concepts. Scrolling down to week 3, you can see that we have 3 subtopics here: human environment interaction, scales of analysis, and regional analysis. In each topic, there are activities for you to complete. And then we get to the final week. So every unit is broken down into 4 weeks. You're going to kind of get used to this model. In week 4, I will collect your notes from chapter 1. You can even take the textbook chapter quiz here. You are responsible for a concept map for the unit. This is where you're going to take all of your notes, like the 5 or 6 pages of notes, and reduce them into 1 page of notes. That will be very helpful to you at the end of the year when you only need to then study 7 pages as opposed to 35 pages. You will be required to take the AP College Board Unit 1 progress check. In the last video, I talked about how important it is for you to sign on to the class on the AP College Board website. And then there is a unit test for mastery here. September 27th is the earliest that you'll have access. And again, the dates vary from year to year. That week 4 is the earliest that you'll have access to that test. So it's locked until then, and you have to complete all of these activities leading up into it. Okay, so now I'm taking you back to week 1, and I want to talk about your responsibilities in week 1. Topic 1.1 is called Introduction to Maps. Within the study of geography, there are many different types of maps: thematic maps, political maps, physical maps, maps that represent different periods in history. In this first activity, and notice it's a SCORM package, you'll learn about all the different types of maps. Be careful, like you learned in the IOL with those SCORM packages. It's very important that you type in your name at the end and click the Submit an Email Score Report button before closing that activity. And in fact, with those SCORM packages, if I don't receive your scores, you will get notifications from me, because it's very important that you answer all of the questions in the activities. The second one is about map projections. So, one of the most challenging feature or thing for a geographer to do is to take something that is round and represent it on a flat surface effectively. You'll learn about all the different types of map projections that exist, what some of the more valid representations of the Earth in maps are, and you'll even be, in the following 2 activities, be comparing map projections. So you'll get exposed to all of the different types of map projections, and we'll look at the values and limitations of each. And then this activity, I'll open up this one because this one is a forum. There's a cool website here where you can create your own map projection. And I'm going to ask you to create a map projection and for you to defend it by explaining its advantages. And then you'll be required to respond to at least 2 of your classmates' posts, and you're going to comment on their map projection and talk about the values and limitations of it. What's good about it? What's bad about it? How is it a great or poor representation of the Earth? So that should be a fun little forum here. And then we'll get into looking at spatial patterns, and this has to do with how features are distributed across the Earth, whether it be features related to population or vegetation patterns, or how people, how and where people decide to settle. There are different types of spatial patterns that you'll be exposed to. And then finally, the last topic for this week is on geographic data and how we use data to draw conclusions about features on the Earth. And in this one, you're going to do what's called an ArcGIS activity. So we're going to be going off this Moodle site. You're going to create an Arcgis account. All of the instructions for doing that is right here. And the great thing about how maps are made today, it's through like layering data upon data upon data, as you can see within the context of this image. If you click on the image, you'll learn about what ArcGIS is and how they create layered maps. And then I give you instructions here how to create an ArcGIS account. You need to do this because we're going to use this website throughout the course of the year. You can make a public account. You do not have to pay for a subscription for this. And then after you do that, you can see I have a whole series of activities that you're going to do on the Arcgis, marking your world, exploring your world, and kind of introducing to me where you are and what it's like in the place in which you live. Okay, after you get done with all of these activities and then you scroll down, you're going to click here and submit your description of where you live using the ArcGIS system. Okay, so in a nutshell, that is week one. All of these activities that you see here. So in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, the expectation in an AP course is that you spend at least 2 hours per day. So if you get through those activities and still have lots of time to spare, I would encourage you to begin reading chapter 1 and to start doing the note sheets for chapter 1. So if you scroll down, I'm going to take you back to the course page because I want to show you what I mean by that. If you scroll down to the bottom, where it says Essential Unit 1 Notes, I'll click this open here. In Chapter 1, there are 5 key questions, and you're going to do an SQ3R note sheet for each of those key questions. So in total, at the end of the unit, you'll be uploading 5 of those note sheets. And if you forgot where the note sheets are, you can find them at the beginning of Unit 1. So I'm going to scroll you all the way back up here, here under note-taking tools. So again, you have to do 5 of these sheets for Chapter 1 in the textbook. There are 5 key questions for you to take notes on. Okay, so that's it. That's what you need to do for week 1. Again, contact me. I'd like to meet you. We'll set up a Skype or Teams call, but don't keep that contact from having you move forward in the class. Go ahead and get started and let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have a good week.